All right, peace everybody. Welcome back to another class. My name is Ben, and we just got some backyard yoga going on today. You know the vibes. So let's go ahead and start in downward facing dog. In terms of props, I do have 2 blocks with me, but there's nothing you need for today's practice besides yourself and your practice space. Go ahead and feel into your down dog. Stretch the shoulders, stretch the backs of the legs. Find your first few deep breaths of the practice, maybe even of the day. And from your downward facing dog, begin to tiptoe the feet up to the top of the mat, forward fold, bend into the knees, grab opposite elbows if you want, relax the head down. Kind of just letting the head bob around a little bit, swaying side to side if that feels good. Make sure the weight is primarily on the toe mount. So imagine you could slide an index card underneath your heels. Imagine the upper body was just hanging from its hanging point, which is the pelvis. From here, go into a chair pose. Sit into the hips. Lift your arms up to the sky. Now it's okay to rock 50% of that weight back onto the heels. Really try to sit low. Imagine you are getting into an actual chair. Take an inhale. Slowly to forward fold on your exhale. Step the left foot all the way back behind you. Plant the left hand down. Twist the right hand up to the sky. Breathe into this twist. The spine is a spiral staircase, meaning we're lengthening as we're twisting. Few more breaths. We'll head to Skandasana lunge, back of the mat. So walk it back, spin your left heel down, open the hips as you crawl in that direction. Keep pressing into the mat through both feet. From Skandasana, shift to the top of the mat, plant the hands down, step back to plank pose. From plank pose, take between 1 and 2 push-ups, landing back in high plank. Drop the knees and the forearms, shift the hips back in space, and then pull yourself through to upward facing dog. Inhale, pull forward onto the tops of the feet, really point the toes behind you. And then come into downward facing dog as the hips scoop up and back. Take a full breath in. Exhale out. Inhale, bend into the knees, look forward. Exhale, step to the top of the mat into your forward fold. Relax into the fold for a moment. Shift the weight forward onto the toes. And then sit the hips back, chair pose, Utkatasana, fierce posture. Arms up to the sky, long through the spine. Look a few feet out in front of your mat, long through the back of your neck. Take an inhale. Stick the butt back for forward fold on the exhale. Halfway lift on the inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Step the right foot behind you. Right hand plants down underneath the face, so move it in a little bit. And twist the left hand up to the sky. Take a couple breaths. I gotta say, if you ever have the opportunity to practice yoga outside, highly recommend. Gives you a chance to connect to the elements. So if you're in an apartment, then maybe you can find a park nearby. A park that's quiet in the morning where you could roll out your mat and get some sun. Or if you do have a backyard, maybe you head out back every once in a while, even if it's just in the grass. All right, go ahead and release this and head to Skandasana at the back of the mat. I actually just moved here, the first place in my life where I've had a fenced-in backyard. And so I'm really basking in the opportunity after living in apartments for the last 6 years. Actually, the last 10 years living in apartments. It's really nice to have the privilege, to just be outside for more parts of the day. Go ahead and shift forward. As you do so, plant the hands on the ground. Step back to plank pose. Take either 1 or 2 steady push-ups. Drop the knees and forearms. Shift the weight back. Pull through upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, and then rock it back to downward facing dog. As you get to your downward facing dog, take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Inhale, lift heels, bend knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, forward fold, relax down. Inhale, sweep your arms up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands down, step both feet back, and flow your way back to downward facing dog. So this could include a vinyasa with 0 to 2 push-ups. You could do chaturanga, upward facing dog, right? Do so in a way that kind of makes you feel nice and ritualistic. Inhale, lift heels, bend knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop, top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward folds. Inhale, sweep it up, arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Inhale, arms sweep up to the sky. Exhale, forward folds. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, step both feet back, and move through your vinyasa to eventually land you back in your downward facing dog. As you get to downward facing dog, let's inhale, lift heels, bend knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop, top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Switch it up, chair pose. Find the posture. Chair pose is one of those places where a lot of us have immediate resistance toward the posture, right? It's a challenging place to be. It's uncomfortable. So I find it for that reason, it's a nice posture. Just sit in it and just see what comes. Take an inhale. Set the butt back, forward fold on the exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fingertips to the mat, step the left foot back, left hand plants down, right hand twists up to the sky. Take an inhale. Exhale, back of the mat, Skandasana. Inhale, top of the mat, plant the hands, turn forward. Exhale, plank pose to chaturanga. Inhale, rise back up to plank. Exhale, drop knees and forearms. Inhale, pull through, upward facing dog. Exhale, rock it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift heels, bend knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Step the right foot all the way back. Drop the right hand down on the ground. Twist the left hand up to the sky. Find some new space. Inhale. Exhale, left hand comes down. Walk it to the back of the mat. Skandasana. Press through the feet. Shift it to the top of the mat. Inhale, plant the hands. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, back up to plank. Exhale, drop knees, drop forearms, hips shift back. Inhale, pull through, upward facing dog. Hips pull forward, shoulders roll back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hips pull back long through the side bodies, through the armpits. Scoop the hips up. This time, inhale, lift heels, bend knees, look forward. Step or hop feet to outside of hands. So feet come outside of the hands so that we can sit low into a Malasana squat. The chest is long. Try to really look out in front of you. Try to spread the collarbones away from each other. Lift the butt by 1 millimeter and feel the legs fire up. Take an inhale. Take an exhale. Strong into the legs. Rise to stand. Press into the floor. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. You can heel toe the feet back to hips width distance apart. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Step the left foot back. Twist the right hand up to the sky. Good. Take an inhale. Exhale, back of the mat, Skandasana. So the left foot is back, right foot is forward. Shift to the top of the mat. Come back to this revolved side angle. So left hand down, right hand up to the sky. Firm up through the legs, get lighter in the hands, and then rise up to an exalted crescent lunge. So this is like reverse warrior, except for crescent lunge. So we're twisting, and we're looking to the right, or looking up to the sky. Right hand to the back of the left thigh. Left hand to the sky. If your right hand doesn't reach your left thigh, that's fine. You can also half bind your arm behind your back. Look up, take an inhale. Exhale, hands to the ground, step back to plank, and flow your way back to downward facing dog. Try to keep breathing even as we kind of build on some bigger postures. Inhale, left leg up to the sky. Exhale, step the left foot to the top of the mat. Plant the right hand down, lift the left hand up to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, Skandasana, back of the mat. Shift to the top of the mat, come back to revolve side angle, right fingertips down, left hand to the sky. Strong in the legs, lighter in the hands, rise up. Exalted crescent lunge, as some people call this. You can also think of this as just a reverse crescent lunge. Right hand to the sky, left hand half binds or reaches to the right thigh. Open up into your back bend. Look to the left or look up. Take an inhale. Exhale, hands to the ground. Step back to plank. Flow your way back to downward facing dog. As you land back in your down dog, inhale, lift heels, bend knees, look forward. Exhale, spring to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up to stand, arms up. Exhale, hands return to your heart. Inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold to the earth. Inhale, halfway lift, clear some space. Exhale, hands down, step back and flow your way back to downward facing dog. I know we are feeling warm now. Let's keep building. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, twist or step top of the mat. Left hand down, inhale, twist, right hand to the sky. Exhale, Skandasana at the back of the mat. Inhale to the top of the mat, plant the left hand. Inhale, twist the right hand up to the sky. Strong in the legs, rise up to stand, revolved crescent lunge into reverse crescent lunge. I decided that's what I'm going to call it now, reverse crescent lunge. Inhale there. Exhale, hands to the ground, step back and flow your way back to down dog. Knowing that flow your way back to down dog could also mean just simply stepping back if you want to. Inhale, left leg to the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, step through to the top of the mat. Right hand down, inhale, twist left hand open. Exhale, Skandasana, back of your mat. Inhale, come back to the top of the mat and twist the left hand open. Settle in on the exhale. Strong in the legs and then rise up. Reverse crescent lunge, left hand back, right hand to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, rotate to the ground, step back to plank pose, and then flow your way back to downward facing dog. All right, last round here. Amazing job, everybody. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, step to the top of the mat. Inhale, twist the right hand to the sky. Exhale, Skandasana, thread it under. From here, shift to the top of the mat. Keep on breathing. Twist the right hand to the sky and then reverse your crescent lunge. Stand up. This time, left hand comes back to cradle the skull. Lean the back of your head into the left palm. Look up. Take an inhale. Broaden through the chest. Exhale, hands to the ground. Step back and flow. Let's meet in downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Exhale, left foot steps through. Inhale, twist left arm open. Exhale, Skandasana, back of the mat. Come back up to the top of the mat. Come back into your twist. And then stand up all the way. Reverse your lunge. Find the space. Right hand comes back to cradle the skull. Lean the head into the hand and open to the front of your chest. Exhale, release. Flow from there at your own pace. Once you get back to downward facing dog, inhale, lift heels, bend knees, look forward. Exhale, feet to outside of hands. Malasana squat, sit tall. Embrace the challenge of the Malasana. Think of it this way. You could see, as long as you have a certain amount of range in the hips, you could see Malasana as an easy position, right? You can kind of dump into it, but any pose can be as challenging as we make it, whether it's Tadasana, whether it's downward facing dog, Malasana squat, anything else, right? We give to the pose and it gives back to us. No matter how quote unquote easy or hard or beginner or advanced posture it is, they all ask us to give ourselves to that posture. And I really feel that personally in Malasana just because I notice how much of a challenge it is when I really activate and create the posture that I am capable of. All right, forward fold. Relax. Tip the weight forward onto the toes. Relax the head down. Just kind of be in the fold for a breath or two. And then come to standing. Take a moment once you stand up to kind of just stand. Sometimes for me in the middle of a practice, it feels good just to walk the mat. Walk it out, walk forward, walk backward. Because walking is something normal. And sometimes these poses can be very specific, right? Very new, very different. Sometimes just feeling our feet on the ground is a nice place to pause. All right, from here, we're moving into dancer's pose, Natarajasana. Left hand will connect with left foot. Lately, I've been really enjoying this variation where my hand binds onto my ankle instead of my foot, and then I flex the toes back instead of pointing the toes. So feel free to try that with me. I found it to be very interesting and energizing, just in terms of it requires a different energy out of my back left leg. Flex the toes back. Be strong here. Couple more breaths. Slowly release. Try to place the left foot down with care. Take a couple breaths in between sides. This sun was feeling good when I started this practice, but now that I'm got myself moving, it's got me feeling pretty warm. All right, loop it back, right hand, right foot. Find the connection and then expand from that place of connection. Give yourself some time here. Slowly release. Take a couple breaths. Let your energy soothe itself a little bit. Feel the work you've been putting in. Feel the energy in your legs, your arms, your breath. Okay, we're going to try something, and we'll kind of work into our mobility in our legs. So stand in the middle of your mat. From this standing position, rise onto your toes. Sit all the way down to your heels. So this little toe stand elevator ride. Once you get there, lift up through the arches of your feet, lift up through your knees, and then drop the knees out in front of you as slowly as you can. You can use your hands if you want. Once the knees land, push forward through the pockets of your pants, or if you're in yoga pants, then the imaginary pockets of your pants, and then reach toward camel pose. But I'm not going there this round, but I'm going to get there in one of the next rounds. So I'm kind of reaching back as if I was gonna go to camel, but I'm engaging the core and stopping myself from going all the way. Right? Maybe reach back for the heels and scrape it and then sit back down. Go as slow or fast as you want, but this is the movement routine. So you lift the knees up, you drop the heels down, and then you fold forward. From forward fold, you sit back down into a squat, pop the heels up, drop the knees down, and then push forward through the pockets of your pants. And so we're just going forward and back. So kind of approach, camel pose, maybe do a little bit of a trust fall, and then release, and then sit back to the heels, lift up through the knees, drop the heels, drop the chest, forward fold. Back into the squat, pop the heels up, drop the knees down, push forward, camel, or just camel prep. Can you kind of see the routine here, where as we go back and forth, we fold, we unfold, just like origami. We're gonna go a few more rounds at our own pace, right? So I'm gonna stop cueing and just let you go at your own pace. And if you're not sure where to go, you can always just look at the screen and I'll keep doing it. This is one of those things that can feel really strange the first time you kind of move the body in this way, especially for maybe the ankles and the knees. But over time, it starts to feel really nice once you build that mobility. You can certainly build it if it's not there right now. It just might take some time, might take a year, might take 3 years. But our bodies are adaptable, and that's generally regardless of age. Granted, if I'm not, 80 years old, I might not be trying to learn new tricks, but whether you're in your 20s or your 50s, the body is adaptable and can learn new things, can learn new ranges. Okay, whenever you're ready, try out a full camel pose. Push the hips forward, engage the glutes, keep it strong in the legs. Breathe. Slowly release. Sit back onto the heels. Untuck the toes. Give yourself a second on your mat. I don't know about y'all, but personally, after I do a Ustrasana, camel pose, I just like to sit. Because for me, it feels very good, but it also feels like a very deep, intense back bend experience. So anytime we do something that feels kind of intense in that way, hopefully in a good way, it's nice to take a moment to do something normal. Just sit, breathe, maybe grab a sip of water. And then from here, extend the legs out in front of you. Cross one shin over the other and fold forward. Sukhasana, forward fold. Now, if you'd rather take double pigeon, if you're looking for a deeper back bend experience, then by all means, feel free to take double pigeon by stacking one shin on top of the other. But personally, I cannot do that, at least not yet. Maybe in like 3 years of continuous practice, I'll get there. But right now, Sukhasana forward fold for me is where I find good sensation. If you'd rather take pigeon pose, take a pigeon pose. Acknowledge what you need as we close this practice. If you're in Sukhasana or double pigeon, go ahead and switch, flip the opposite shin in front. Try to really get a good cross. You're not just crossing at the ankles, you're really crossing at the shin bone. And then feel the thighs and the shins pushing down into the mat as you fold forward. Start to release out of this. And from here, we'll come into a place of seated meditation. And if you want, you can lie on your back or you can sit upright. That choice is yours. Sit on a prop or a block if you like, something that lets you sit tall through the spine, tall through the crown of the head. Go ahead and take an inhale. All the way to the top, and then take an exhale. Take an inhale. All the way to the top. Take an exhale. Take an inhale. All the way to the top. Take an exhale. Last one. Inhale. All the way to the top. Exhale. Bring the hands to heart center. We'll join for the sound of Om one time. Inhale. Hari Om, everybody. Much love and much blessings. May we all recognize the sacredness in ourselves and in others and in the mundane tasks of everyday life. Hope to see you soon on the mat. Until next time, peace and love.